Hey yo, what up? What up? It's Lamette with Selah Sports TV. What up, fans of the fucking sport? I want to come at you with a quick video. Actually, I don't know how quick it's gonna be, but it will be hard hitting, right? And the one thing I ask is that you know, I'm open to all your comments, all your critiques, but I honestly I prefer that you base them in facts, right? So point out the inaccuracies. Point out the lies that I spew in this video, right? If you can't find any, go ahead and share this video. You know, it's good when you get these videos out. Um, but let's talk about it. Angel Reese, LSU junior forward, standout player, basketball, right? Um, I know she's not playing basketball right here, but somehow it just felt fitting to post this one. But she's out of Baltimore, and she's a very good player, right? Very good basketball player. Not only that, but she's a champion. Her team LSU won the championship last year. Um, but she's kind of in the news now because she has been benched by her coach, right? Um, she's been benched by a coach for um, reasons that haven't been disclosed as of yet, right? And we're gonna talk about it. It's a few facets going on with this what do I want to call it, event, right? There's a few things going on with this. So let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Um like I said, she's was a champion last year. She kind of made the news because uh she has like a she's one of those players that play with a chip on her shoulder, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially in team sports. Like, you kind of want that, you know, especially from your star player. She's she got some dog. She got some dog in her, right? So let's get a little bit more familiar with yeah with Angel Reese, right? So after she won the championship, you know, you would see her basically making her media rounds. You know, she became a kind of like a overnight sensation. You know, she was able to parlay her moment into I would say stardom, right? I would say she was able to parlay her moment into stardom. Um, the way she celebrated her team win, a lot of people, it rubbed some folks the wrong way. Didn't really rub me the wrong way. I've seen a lot worse in sports. I've seen a lot worse showboating. Really wasn't that big a deal to me. At the same time, I get why um, she faced a little black backlash, right? I get it. I mean, you even had Jill Biden. Usually, the champion team, it usually gets invited to the White House, right? But Jill Biden, you know, she felt so inclined to invite the champion and the team that lost, you know, for whatever reason. For whatever reason. It's not the end of the world, but very interesting. Very interesting. So this is uh Angel Reese's coach, Kim Mulkey, um, who has a very unapologetic demeanor herself, you know. I think a lot of times, especially in collegiate sports, these athletes, they take on the persona of their coaches, you know. So let's hear what she has to say.
First of all, we would just to explain why Angel is here tonight.
You want me to explain why? It's very obvious Angel is not in uniform. Angel is a part of this basketball team, and we hope we see her sooner than later.
First of all, like, we couldn't do that before you got to the podium. Like, I'm saying, like, there's no way she's gonna be able to wash her hands before this 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 podium moment is over. Like, she's gonna be sitting there. Anyway, let me like not get lost in the moment, and let me not get lost in the sauce, right? But she be having that shit on, right? She be having that shit on, don't she? Anyway,
Ron?
Does that mean it's her decision?
I'm not gonna answer anymore. That's it. That's all y'all need to know. Okay?
and I got no problem with that. Like, a lot of people do though. You're gonna hear a lot of people have a problem with that with those comments because the media wants to know why she benched, basically. And the coach said, I'm not gonna tell you. It was my decision. I benched her and we're gonna keep it in house. Now, to me, that's protecting the player, right? To me, that's her protecting her player. If she discloses it, people say, oh, she's throwing her under the bus and doing this and doing that. She said, look, we're handling it in house. She's not playing, period. That's it. I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. So, I mean, let's just go through it. Here you have Angel Reese. This is more of the stuff kind of thing she's been doing since her team won the championship. Just, very lighthearted. It's nothing, not no big deal. But she has become like a social media kind of social media darling, right? Her nickname, they call her the Bayou Barbie, even though she's from Baltimore. But whatever. She plays for LSU. I get it. Not the most flattering position for her to be in. But you know, couldn't be my daughter on no shit like that. Like, no, on social media, it's just not a good look. But again, she's not breaking any rules. She's not breaking any laws. But it just shows why you know how this goes. Like, everybody's not gonna be appreciative of that, right? But what I want to talk about is the reaction, okay? And this video is more about the reaction, more so than her. She's in college, so technically she's a kid, right? She's still kind of a kid, and she is free to make her mistakes. As long as she's not doing anything that's gonna land her in prison, like, I'm fine with that. What I'm not okay with is the reaction from a lot of grown black women, right? And damn, Lamech, that's pretty harsh. First of all, let me throw this out there. I don't give a fuck about being canceled, right? I don't give a fuck about clearly I don't give a fuck about that, right? A lot of times people are stepping on eggshells, specifically men, because they don't want to piss off black women. They don't want to piss off this group, that group. I don't want to piss anybody off either, right? But what I want most of all is to address problems in the culture. I do want to do that. So, as you can see, this headline really doesn't take too kindly to, Angel Reese's situation. Angel Reese and the emotional policing of black women athletes. Now, that right there is ridiculous on its face, because I guarantee you, if you go and look at, which I have, if you go and look at the LSU team, it's full of black women, right? It's full of black women. Only one of them is in trouble right now. One of a team full of black women is in trouble, but we get these types of headlines, right? It's fucking ridiculous. And what you're gonna come to realize, and if you haven't already, is that This group, this group, this group of black women, modern black women, right? They are above criticism. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? Watch this.
So with Angel, like if we're gonna keep it a buck, like this is one of my things with NIL. You have kind of created a situation where, she has to do her part too, but she's getting paid. She's paid.
She has to do her part too, but she's getting paid. She's First of all, this is college sports. You're not entitled to anything. You know how many kids want basketball scholarships? They just want to go and play ball, right? They just want to go play ball, compete, and win. And also go to school. You know how many kids want to do that? But look at the entitlement, right? The entitlement of this group is astonishing. So this person here starts off, she's getting paid, right? That's exactly that's the important part. But it gets worse.
For her performance, basically. She got a hoop. People are paying to see her. She makes money. She gets her deals from these things. So you bitching her, people are gonna have questions. Like I just feel like you gotta come up with a better answer. And I know she's saying like, well, I am who I am. This is who I am. But you gotta evolve. Times have changed.
Telling the coach she gotta change. The coach of the fucking team, the leader of the team, the one who sets the tone for the team, she has to change around a player. This is the mindset of this group. Okay? This is the mindset of this group. This ain't about hate of a group or hate of black women. It's not. It's actually, trust me, it's actually love. I have a daughter. Like, it's ridiculous to hate black women. Ridiculous. What I do, I want black women to be happy, right? But their actions are not leading them to that. Their actions are leading them to being more angry. And it's a reason for that. They're getting more and more angry. The more masculine they get, the more entitled they get. Like, entitlement leads to unhappiness, people. We realize that, right? You can never be fulfilled if you're entitled. Never. Because there's always more that you're going to want. You're entitled. Like, we got to start deconstructing some of this shit. You know? And I just think that's very interesting. That's just one take. I would never just base my opinion off of one take. You know? So let's keep it moving.
That's why I'm so almost protective of Angel Reese. Like, to me, it doesn't matter if her play is slipping because of all of this money that she has.
It doesn't matter that her play is slipping because of all this money that she has. Like, it's a team sport. See, first of all, these people don't watch basketball. And they damn sure don't watch women's basketball, right? But they're getting behind it strictly because it's a black woman. And black women they're beyond reproach. They're beyond reproach. But I gotta tell you something, sister. Like, those days are over. People are getting tired of that. People are they're not gonna sugarcoat shit for you anymore. You're gonna be expected to be a functioning part of society. You're gonna be expected to behave on par with the rest of society. Personality aside, nobody's trying to turn you into a robot, but all this idea that you get to operate above and below the law, those days are over. Those days are over. If that sounds like hate, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, we all have to behave on par with society. Like the saying goes, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. It's not when in Rome, I'm above this and that because I'm part of this protected group or that protected group. Right? That's not how it goes.
Has coming her way, it's deserved because she was the player in the tournament. Like this that got the
What the fuck? It's a team sport. She deserves it because she was the player in the tournament. They don't even realize how stupid they sound. Like, it's a team sport. If the team was trash, they wouldn't have won the championship. Period. If that team was trash, there would be nothing to celebrate. You don't win basketball by having one good player. And what this team what LSU is doing is proving that. Right? They're proving it. They haven't lost since she's been benched. Right? They got players ready to step right up and fill the hole that she left. I think it's awesome coaching. You know how many weak coaches, men and women, how many male and female coaches would buckle because their star player is acting up, so they would give in to the star player? That happens more than you probably think. But a good coach, a coach that really cares about not only the player as a player, but the person. Like, you're supposed to learn some of this shit from your parents. Your parents are supposed to raise you to not put the cart before the horse. Right? You don't put the cart before the horse. You do what got you there. All that stuff. You got to continue to do what got you there. You can't, like, it's college. It's not even the WNBA. It's college. You won the championship. Good job. Now, go back and try your hardest to do it again. It's not automatic. It's not a given. You got to go out and show and prove. So I think that's good coaching. There's Kim Mulkey with that shit on again, right? Hey, she likes it. Be nice, y'all. But the thing that I got an issue with is, like, there's a certain group, this group, right, that thinks they are beyond reproach. They can't be corrected on anything. They can drug men, take advantage of them while they sleep. I'm talking about real life succubus. Drug men, brag about drugging men. Brag about it. Take advantage of men while they sleep, rob them. Who knows, God knows what else they're doing to these dudes when they sleep. Who knows? Right? And then brag about it. And then virtue signal, like, when it comes to women, right? Protect all women, but bragging about drugging men. This is what your value is to this group. And when I'm talking like this, like, trust and believe, I don't mean all. It's definitely not all. The percentage, I don't know the specific percentage, but it's bigger. The percentage is bigger than it needs to be. And the proof is in the pudding. Look at the culture. Look at the state of the culture, and you'll see exactly how the average woman feels about the average black man. Right? It's terrible. It's terrible. They won't criticize. It doesn't matter what they do. Not one woman will stand up and say, wait a minute. Why are you surrounded by pedo creeps? Right? Why? Like, you can't check a black woman. Can't. It doesn't matter what they do. They marry pedo creeps. They're related to pedo creeps, right? Not only that, but they support them wholeheartedly. even when they're guilty. Like this dude, I believe he pleaded guilty. And she still tried to get him off, basically, off the charges. Not one. Their crimes are against women. Their crimes are against women. See, what I need you gents, I need you men to realize, like, this, their moves are not based off of logic. Everything is based off of feelings. Everything is based off feelings. So if you're following behind them, you already lost, brother. Already, you lost. Because their feelings can change like the wind. And they often do. Here we have a situation where this weirdo right here, and before I even say this ain't about, ooh, you must be a fan of academics. You must like Charleston White. No, actually, the opposite is true. I don't really like either one. I don't know them personally either, right? I don't know these guys personally, but it's not about, ooh, you must like them or support them or, nah, none of that. What it is I don't run everything through a like funnel. It don't matter how I feel about them. It don't matter how I feel about their content. None of that matters. What matters is right and wrong. That's what matters the most. So back to what I was saying, this crazy motherfucker right here, this fucking weirdo, this crazy motherfucker has threatened to R-word 2 straight men. He's threatened to violate 2 straight men in the worst possible way. Right? He's threatened to do that publicly. Publicly, he's threatened to do this. He's threatened to do that shit publicly. And for all we hear about, believe all women, not one person came out and say, wait a minute, that's wrong. Because let me tell you, and the reason why I'm coming from this angle, because we don't support that. Right? Men do not support that, especially straight black men. Don't support that. I'm not coming out and saying everything because I don't want to. I actually want this video to get out. You know, I know what the banned words are, right? I know what words are banned and everything, so I'm staying away for that. But y'all know what I'm saying. Guess who Queen Latifah supports? Guess who, like, this guy has threatened to assault men, right? In the worst way. Threaten them publicly. And Queen Latifah comes out. Both men have said that before I even get to that, he's threatened to assault them sexually. Both men have said, you know what? I'm scared. I'm scared of this guy. And let me tell you about announcing your fear, especially in social media. That a lot of people take that the wrong way. Y'all like, oh, they some bitches, they scared. No. No, you got it all wrong. You on some stupid shit. When you do that, when somebody threatens you in that way, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say, I'm scared. You know why? Because that gives you the right to protect yourself when you do come across this person. That gives you the right to protect yourself by any means necessary. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. When a person comes out and says that, make these threats against you, oh yeah, you get to then say that you're scared, and it gives you the right to protect it. If you do come across this person, this individual, you are free to protect yourself by any means necessary. See, these guys know the law. But the fact of the matter is that Queen Latifah came out on the weirdo side. Oh, you scared? What, you scared, nigga? She's taunting the person who got threatened. Taunting. But if that's a woman getting threatened in the same way, this motherfucker's already arrested. He would already be everything gone. Social media gone. He'd be in prison. Freedom taken away. Everything. He would lose everything. Only reason he's not is because he only threatened a black man. He only threatened a man. Like, what's the big deal? You scared, nigga? That's how they feel about you. That's how they feel about you. Like, these dudes, they're pretty successful. Academics ain't Charleston White, right? Now, whatever. You can, that's relative, right? That shit is relative. But these guys can fend for themselves. They're pretty successful. So if they can get threatened, what does that mean for the average guy? You and I. Yeah, it's bad. It's very bad out here. Very bad out here. But what do we expect, right? This deal, and like, I'm speaking in general terms. I come from a family of awesome women. I come from a family of like women who keep their marriages together, right? Not just keeping them together, but it's really it's not a whole lot of, there's no fuckery. And if it is, we just didn't know about it as children. Like, we just didn't know about it. So I gotta assume that shit didn't exist in my family. That's just me, right? So this ain't coming from, oh, you just hurt and who hurt you? No, actually, it's the reverse. It's the reverse. What it is I'm used to awesome women. And when I got out here in the world, it didn't really match up with what I grew up around. Right? It's a lot of shitbags out here. They came from shitbag families. That's true. And the reason why is because, unfortunately, a very good number of black women made a deal with the proverbial devil long time ago by choosing government assistance over their men. Talk about some low-level shit, right? You gave up a whole person and substituted it with a government. They married the government. They chose the idea of independence, not real independence, because you're dependent on the government instead of a man that was willing to support you, a man that was really willing to bust his ass every day. But that man probably had standards. That man had rules. That man had expectations. So they traded one set of expectations for another. Because the expectations, the rules, they're always going to be there. Right? Again, that's how they thought about the average guy. If it don't apply to you, please let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. Only hit dogs holler. Right? They chose the government. But a lot of you dudes are sitting out here like acting like you putting the blinders on and acting like this shit didn't happen. And you get what you get. This video ain't even for you. Hey, he who has ears, let him hear. Right? He who has ears, let him hear. So, I'm saying all that to say, like, it's not so much about Angel Reese. She's a kid. That type of success can go to any kid's head, right? It absolutely can. What I don't like is the lack of counsel, the lack of guidance by uh, older women, right? Older women. They're willing to, it's like they're willing to co sign anything just off of the strength of it being a black woman. And that's not okay, right? That's not okay. I say the same thing on my channel whenever the topic comes up. Like, we can't just be supporting people just because they're a black man. You basically acting like a bitch when you do that. We gotta correct shit and set shit right. That's our job. We don't get to just say, "Oh no, that's a black man." We're gonna now you acting like them. You doing the same thing they do. I get it. We all not gonna agree across the board on everything. But make sure it's about you agreeing with it and not. Make sure it's not just about skin color and sex. Right? Make sure you're running everything through the funnel of right and wrong. That's how you make the world a better place. Anyway, that's all I got. If you like the video, bang off on that like button one time. Peace.